Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pre-Market Live Show. Today is Tuesday, October 28th, and let's see what the market looks like. But first, all information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only, not intended as financial advice, so always do your due diligence. How is everybody this morning? And here's our heat map. I'll just go right like this so that it works. There you go. And that is looking a little, mixed right there. I would say our SPY was down a hair now. It is up a little bit right now. So that's what the SPY looks like. It looks like it's trying to recover. It was down here this morning. Now it's trying to get its move its way up right there. So we'll take a look and see what is going on with everything. And first, we'll look at our Jolie's jumpers. So here we go. And remember, we were looking at this last night. AgriForce Growing Systems. I was talking about this thing. I forget why I even brought it up. But anyway, look at it. It ran right up this morning. I did see that. And I was like, wow, we just mentioned that last night. As a matter of fact, that AIRE trying to bounce back up. It's not ready to go exactly yet, but it's trying ASST down a little bit. Looks like that's trying to crawl back up some this morning. So we'll see if that one wants to roll. You can see it did pull back right there, bottomed, and now it's starting to make its way back up. So we'll watch that one as well, and we'll see what goes on, what's going to go on with that. ATCH right here. Let's see what that's up to. Atlas Clear Holdings, and that one was jumping up this morning. Let me take a look. It could have been, wasn't this running up yesterday? Yeah, it was running up yesterday and trying to run up some today right there. CODX, we were talking about this last night, and it was bouncing around today. And FRGT, I had this on the night note like last week and in the penny stock area, and that thing did get ripping right there. It was down here in like penny land and dollar land. I meant to say, and FRGT, and now it's at $1.84. It got over 278 this morning right there. So that did get cruising. FRGT, GPUS, we were talking about this one last night, as a matter of fact, and it did spike up a little bit more there this morning. And Lung right here, LUNG, that was running yesterday, just hopping around today. NUAI, that one's been jumping around. We've been talking about it. Open Door right here had been setting back up. And like I said, I wasn't sure if it's going to get through that MACD, so keep an eye on that. And again, we might see the market pull back a little bit, even with the rate cuts happening tomorrow. But Fed's pal speaks tomorrow. The market does not like that. There's that RELI, RELI, and that jumped up a little bit more this morning. And SDA. Let's see what SunCar Technology. Not even familiar with that one, but it ran up yesterday. And So Good right here, So Good Inc. And that was jumping around and still jumping around. Watch for that one. It is jumping around right there. Could be a good one in XHLD. 10 holdings jumped up there this morning. So there you go with your Jolie's jumpers. And thank you very much, Asian Jolie. Greatly appreciate them. And that's what the market is going to look like this morning right there. And we'll go through our SPY. Microsoft's actually pulling back a little bit flat. And we can look at that. Yeah, it's up just a little bit right there. And that ASST, like I said, that was just kind of trying to set up this morning. They're a little bit flat. We'll see how the market's going to open up right here. As you can see, the market's a little bit flat right there. Let's go through our SPY Mag 7 and big caps and them guys and see what's going on right here. And our SPY is just bouncing around. Like I said, it was down a little bit, up a little bit, and it's not really moving a whole lot right there, as you can see. So we'll see how it tries to get set up yet this morning. And let's see what's going on with the rest of these guys like Apple and everybody else. And let's see, Apple right there has pulled back a little bit. Nothing too crazy. Amazon right here. There's Amazon right there. That's up $1 and trying to move a little bit right there. Google, that's up a hair as well. Not too much right now. And Meta trying to jump up a little bit at the moment. Microsoft was up and it's still up a little bit right there. So there you go with Microsoft. And NVIDIA right now is a little bit down, but that's also getting set up. So again, nothing crazy today. Tesla's still up a little bit, up $2.50 right now. It was running up yesterday, as a matter of fact. And AMC right here. Let's see, that one's still pulling back at the moment. GameStop still kind of, it ran up yesterday and pulled back, and it is flat right there. Luis Rodriguez, and I don't know why I sneeze every time. So bizarre. I come on here and I have to sneeze. I have no idea why. Sorry, guys. That's so bizarre. I've been sneezing. I have to sneeze like once at night and in the morning now. So weird. But anyway, let's keep on cruising. That is GameStop right there. And Chewy was pulling back and let it pull back a little. Unity wasn't looking too bad, just a little healthy pullback right there. So not a whole lot going on right here. And Netflix kind of just down there, flatten itself out. AVGO, our semiconductor, that one's still up a little bit. So let's look at the rest of these semiconductors. MU, a little bit of pullback right there after yesterday's run up. And TSM is a little bit of pullback right there. So there you go with that. SMCI, and that one's still running up, not looking too bad. AMD pulling back as well. And let's see what our Qualcomm's doing. That's even pulling back. That ran up huge yesterday, that's for sure. And what about Snow right there? Snowflake not looking bad at that top, but hitting the top, so it could just kind of hang out there. Doesn't PayPal have their earnings? Wow, did that run up there? And PayPal looking good off of its earnings right there. So there you go with PayPal running up big this morning. So there you go with your PYPL, and that did look pretty good right there, and it jumped up off of earnings. I'm not a big earnings player, but there you go with that one, and that is your PYPL. And Intel right here, not looking bad, just sitting on that trend line. We'll see if it can stay up there. At the moment, Dell was crawling up, still not looking too bad right there. And IBM right here was down a little bit, but if that one ripped up there pretty big, so I'd expect that could have a little bit of pullback. Palantir's been ripping up a little bit right there. Sophie at the moment isn't looking too bad. As you can see, it's popping up there. It does have earnings coming up. Isn't that today, their earnings, or is it tomorrow? That is today for Sophie's earnings. So we'll be keeping an eye on Sophie and Mariv Riot and all these guys, a little bit of pullback. Excuse me, crypto is pulling back just a little bit this morning. There's your clean spark with a little bit of pullback, nothing real crazy right there. And then, of course, our MicroStrategy right here. That's Microsoft. That's MicroStrategy right there. And that's got a little bit of pullback. And again, nothing too crazy. Robinhood and Coin, they've been running up, a little bit of pullback on them. And even Bull down here. And I'm telling you, Bull's going to be a good opportunity. You can see it getting set up right there. So that is what they look like. And they'll be running relatively soon. They're getting set up, not looking bad. And Space right here, just a little bit of pullback. That's trying to get set back up as well. And let's see what else is going on with our Boeing right now. That is our Boeing hitting a little resistance as it gets set up, and they have earnings coming up. Their earnings are pretty soon, October 29th, so that's tomorrow. And I tell you, Halloween's right around the corner. It's Friday, guys. So yeah, I'd say it's in a few days. That's so crazy. The end of the month of October, we'll be getting into November that quick. And there's DJT just still trying to get set up down there. Nike right here just bouncing around. McDonald's wasn't looking too bad to continue its way up, but everything's a little bit flat this morning. And Disney right here, a little bit of pullback. Still doesn't look too bad right there. Oxy down a little, and ExxonMobil is pulling back as well. So there you go. And that gush is just flat, but it does look like it could pull back. Good morning, Progressive G. And PayPal, not just earnings, also announced dividends plus signed a deal with ChatGPT to be the first payment wallet inside ChatGPT's OpenAI. So that's pretty big right there. Laptop travel, very nice. And UNH, they have their earnings today as well. Let's see what it's doing. And that's popped up there on its earnings. It was looking good. I know we were talking about it, and it is jumping up there. So there you go. PayPal and UNH both looking pretty good this morning, I must say. Let's see what else looks pretty good here and what you guys are looking at. PayPal, UNH, WGS, and Sophie. So Gene DX or something, and that was jumping up as well. So there you go. They all reported this morning. And good morning, Progressive G. That IMRX was looking pretty good right here. Just a little bit flat at the moment, I would say. And let me see what's up with it. Yeah, I would say it looks pretty good hitting the MACD, because it's on that 20 and it looks like it wants to try to touch the 50 and possibly push right through it. So we'll have to look at that one as it opens up. It's not really doing anything just yet. At least it's not showing me anything yet, Progressive G. So we'll have to check that out. And let's look at this ASST and see what it's up to now. Oh, let me type it in right. Holy cow. There we go. ASST and it is trying to bounce up. I think it's actually bounced down a little bit more. Yeah, it came down to that bottom right there. It looks like it's going to try to bounce back up, but I can't promise you. And it looks like everything's just a little bit flat right here in the pre-market, so it's kind of hard to tell exactly what it wants to do. But when you look at it right there, it could be pulling back. So I'll look at it as the morning approaches the open around 9:30, because look at it, it is just dipping down right there, but it could be hitting the bottom to try to bounce back up, as I was just saying. So we'll be keeping an eye on that one. And let's see what else. The SPY is up. It's up like 19 cents, nothing real crazy. And our Microsoft is still up a little bit right there. XHLD. Holy cow. Thanks for saying that, Doge Mama 9. And how are you this morning? That game was insane last night. 18 innings, guys. Did you guys stay up for the World Series? It got over at 3 o'clock this morning. I passed out, watching it, and I woke up in the game. I thought it was the replay of the game, and I was looking at it like, I don't think this is the replay. It says it's like 5-5, and I was like, what is going on? And yeah, it was on until 3 o'clock this morning, guys, in the 18th inning. And I don't even know how the Dodgers won. I could barely keep my eyes open. But yeah, the Dodgers ended up winning 6-5. And then the Chiefs beat the Commanders last night 28-7. But that game was crazy, Progressive G. And again, it was on so late, I was like in and out of consciousness. What even happened? I guess I closed my eyes, and then the Dodgers won, and I opened my eyes, and then they were all cheering there, and I didn't know exactly what even happened. I was like, holy cow, at least this game's over, because I was like struggling there. So yeah, I'm exhausted this morning because that game took forever last night, 3 o'clock in the morning. And Doge Mama 9 said she hasn't even been able to fall asleep yet. And so it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, well, do I just stay up for the next hour to see how ASST looks? Or I think I just got to pass out. And so, yeah, I was like in and out of it. And now ASST is pulling back a little. I should have just sold it all yesterday, huh? And we'll see how it looks. We'll see if it tries to bounce back up a little bit. Right there, it is dipping down some. So we'll see what it looks like in a little bit as the morning goes on. And again, it's a little bit flat. And that game was crazy last night. That's all I know. And so Freddie hit a home run, another walk-off. He hit a walk-off last year's World Series game, and he hit another walk-off. I did see him at home plate, and I just missed it. Like I said, I was like trying to keep my eyes open, and I guess I closed them, and they like that pitch. He hit the home run, and then I see him like getting on at home plate, and I was like, "What the hell just happened?" And I didn't even see it replay because they were just like celebrating and talking to them. And again, the game went 18 innings. They basically played 2 games last night, guys. It was crazy. So yeah, if you didn't see that game, that was on until 3 o'clock Eastern time. So it was on until midnight your time there, Doge Mama 9. But yeah, 3 o'clock in the morning, it was pretty crazy. And RELI did jump up there. Let me take a quick look over here and see it did jump up a little bit more today there, Luis Rodriguez, and that FRGT. Like I said, I had that on the note for last week. I guess I was a week early and took it off, and then it got ripping right there. It had been looking good, and then it got popping. And you were talking about this Celestica right here, and they had earnings, and that thing did jump up as well. Look at that bad boy, up pretty good this morning for CLS. That's what it is, CLS. It was jumping up yesterday, still up a little bit there this morning. So there you go. And they did have their earnings as well yesterday, so they did pretty well, it looks like. And let's take a look and see what crypto is doing. It's pulling back just a hair, nothing too crazy right here. Like I said, a little bit of healthy pullback. It wasn't anything wild, and as you can see, they're doing perfectly fine right there. That was Bitcoin. Ethereum, they ran up, and they were hitting like the 200, or no, that's the 50. The 200 on here is that orange color. So they were hitting the 50s on here, and then they were getting just kind of bouncing back a little bit. Nothing crazy. Solana right there still looks pretty good to me. And like I said, a little healthy pullback, nothing wild. Ripple still looking good. Cardano, Doge, all of them still look the same. So they're looking pretty decent right there, we must say. And let's see, most active right here. And let me take a look at XHLD right there. There was a couple more you were asking about. Doge Mama 9 at ASST we'd gone through, and it is pulling back. Like I said, I'll keep an eye. It's at the bottom. We'll see if it wants to bounce around. And we were talking about this GPUS last night and saying this one was looking pretty good right there. And that one did get ripping this morning. As you can see, it was hopping up yesterday. It did extend itself up. So just be careful with it because it has that kind of weird look right there. We have to see how this market opens up. The market might be tired from watching that game last night as well because that was a wild game. It's kind of flat this morning, as you can see. So we'll have to see if it can bounce back up or if it's going to go back down again. We're coming into a lot of earnings and then obviously the rate cut tomorrow and Fed Powell speech and all that good stuff. So we'll be watching everything today, that's for sure. Here's your Viking. That's also pulling back right there. It was looking pretty good last night. DSY up a little bit right there. We'll keep an eye on that. And what about Lulu? That's trying to jump up right there. Nike, we were looking at, was down a little bit. And Snapchat right there wasn't looking too bad. You can keep an eye on that one. And TEO right here, an Argentina company, and they are running up a little bit. So keep an eye on that. And what's that EPWK doing? It's just trying to get itself out of the basement right there. YDKG is still trying to curl up right now. And Xwell right here, that wasn't looking too bad. It's up a penny, just kind of hanging out right there. What about Lyft? That wasn't looking too bad. It's just sitting right there. And Circle right here is coming back down a little bit. HD is Home Depot and Lowe's. They were getting set up, and they're both down this morning. And Uber right here is up a little bit. What's that NACA doing? That's even pulled back a little bit. And that Path right here, not too bad. What about Mass? That was looking pretty good last night, and that's even pulled back a little bit. What about your OKUR Laptop Travel? It's just kind of sitting there flat. Doesn't look like it's doing much. And McDonald's also pulled back. So there you go. ASST exercised 8.3 million worth of warrants and used proceeds to buy 72 Bitcoin. So kind of an even swap for treasury assets right there. That's an interesting one. That's for sure. So yeah, it did look like it has some healthy pullback right there. So that's what they did right there. And we'll have to see how it looks. Like I said, came down to this bottom and it looks like it could be getting set up right here this morning, but we'll be keeping an eye on it and see. Everything's just a little bit flat. As you can see, Microsoft's been jumping around, up a little bit, down a little, not even down, just a little bit flat right there, as you can tell. So we'll see how these guys open up, including the Qs right here. Let's see what they're up to. They're up a little bit, and let's see. The Qs aren't looking bad right there. Let's see what our SPY actually looks like right there. And the SPY is kind of just like jumping around a little bit. So we'll keep an eye. The Qs look a little bit better. IWM right here. Our small cap is pulling back right now. I didn't think it was going to get through this MACD, at least not crushing through it. So we'll be watching that as well and see. It looks like it's trying to push back, but it's also pulling back a little bit, or pushing through, but also pushing back a little bit. So we'll keep our eye on that IWM. And Progressive G was asking about Microsoft. And like I said, it's not looking too bad, but the whole market looks a little bit flat. So we'll have to see if it's going to run up anymore as it gets closer to the open right there. You can kind of see. You can't even tell. It's just a little bit flat at the top, and you can't tell what anything really wants to do it this morning, including the SPY. That's just running around. The Qs don't look bad, though. They, like I said, they do look like they're trying to climb up, but they could get up there and try to pull back also this morning. So it is an interesting morning right here. I thought it'd be a little more green, to be honest with you, but it's not as green as I thought, and a little more flat. And so we'll see how it wants to all open up right here. And let me see what else is going on over there. But yeah, it is a little bit flat this morning there. Progressive G, I must say. Let me see if we see anything else trending over here that looks good. Sophie, PayPal, Solana, and UNH, UPS. We were looking at that last night. That's up good, pretty good. Remember, we were saying UPS was looking pretty good. And that FedEx as well. So there you go with both of them. They're both up this morning. Let's see what else is up here. Anything else? What's RCL? It looks like it's down a little bit. And I'd say it is Royal Caribbean Group, and that looks like Caribbean Cruises or whatever they're called. So there you go. Let's see what's going on about I want to talk a bit about the event wagering on Webull, and I have no idea what they're even talking about right there. So I'm not sure what Webull's even doing, to be honest with you, Laptop Travel. So you'll have to fill us in because I'm not even sure what event they have. So yeah, I have no idea. You guys know I don't really follow much what's going on with the company, so that is something. I guess they're having an event, but I just look at the chart. The chart's been looking pretty good right there, so I'll have to look into seeing what Webull's even up to. I don't see anything down here. So yeah, I have no idea what they have going on in their company. But anyway, let's see what else is happening. Got you to sign for the sports betting indices. Yeah. Is that all today? I did talk about that before. I did mention that the entertainment thing. So yeah, I signed up for that on Webull, and you just have to basically just hit a couple buttons, and then they approve you for that. So yeah, you can trade on there. So it's not, is it? No, it is every day. I'm not even sure. But yeah, you can go on and trade. I was talking about it before. You can go on and trade on or bet on the indices like the SPY, and they also had football and stuff like that. So you can bet on Webull now. They're basically trying to compete with Polymarket and everything else that does it. So yeah, I'd mentioned that the other day when I was signing up for it. And let's see what the government shutdown looks like real quick here. November 21st. And let's see, this one's actually trying November 4th through the 7th is trying to crawl up there. I'm not so sure it's going to make it, but it's trying to do something. And our Fed decisions right here, let's see, that's on December. Let's look at October because that's tomorrow. And that's near 100%. We know we're getting a Fed decision of 25 decrease. And there you go. That's December right there. And remember, I would say, whoa, that no change is crawling up right there now, and this is coming down. We'll have to keep an eye on that now in December, but I would assume that there's going to be a 0.25 or even a 50. This 50 looked like it was crawling up pretty good, and you know that they get changed around pretty quick, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. And then these guys were flipping around, but now that's no changes going up, and your decrease is pulling back. They look like they were going to change, but they could easily turn back around as well as the day goes on. So again, it's a day ahead of when Fed Powell speaks tomorrow, and the market obviously is not a big fan of him. I don't think it usually goes red whenever he talks. So you can see things getting set up. But yeah, you can bet on the Bitcoin or SPY and levels each day, and usually at an hour at a time for each target. So yeah, you can do all that stuff on Webull now. It is pretty cool. I did sign up for it, and it is a chilly morning today, Luis Rodriguez. It's like fall's moving right in. It had been warm for so long, and now it's getting really. It's like it's just getting normal temperatures for end of October, but it was like 80 degrees in the beginning of October. So it had stayed warm for so long around here, and now, yeah, it's getting to its normal temperatures, but it feels like it's freezing out because it is getting a lot chillier than 80 degrees, I would say, and even 70s and stuff like that. But anyway, S&P 500 futures are a little changed after major, I think we already read this, didn't we? The major US indices notch record highs. AI is gobbling up power and money and sidelining this big issue, Blackstone and BlackRock CEO says. And let's see, the Dow futures inch up after United Health earnings, and Trump offers Japan anything you want after rare earth deal, and stocks pause as markets brace for tech earnings and rate verdicts. And that's what it looks like. It looks like it just kind of paused right there, to be completely honest with you. So there you go. Perfect time to go to Florida, Luis Rodriguez. You're not kidding right there. And that's when usually the older folks start getting up and going there down there. And their ASST is dipped down a little bit right there. We'll see. Like I said, it's in that bottom and wants to crawl up. So we'll see how it looks going into this morning. And we'll just take a quick look at our SPY real quick and see what that looks like at the moment on the minute chart. And it is trying to jump up, but they could pull back. It's all over the place this morning, guys. So you can see it has a little room. It could run up into the top, pull back, and then get ripping in the beginning. I'll take a look at it as we approach that 9 a.m. It's just a little choppy this morning and a little bit flat. Microsoft is still up a little bit right there. As you can see, it's just been kind of hanging out. So hurricane coming to Florida. Also, Jamaica is supposed to get smashed. I keep looking on the weather bug or whatever the heck it is, and I don't even see it there, but everyone keeps posting pictures of this huge hurricane. And then I go on there and I don't see anything around it, but I'm not saying it's not. And yeah, they're supposed to get whacked, but I just don't see this big hurricane there for whatever reason. Anyway, there you are. And Trump at Japan, prime minister, signed an agreement on a rare earth strategic reserve plan. So there you go. So that's a good thing. And hurricane, we were talking about rare earths are taking a breather, but they'll pop up again soon. Of course they will, and including all our quantum ones and all these guys. And again, guys, this is why I told you when they were at the top right here to lock in those profits, because look, they did come back down. They're hitting the bottoms, but they still have some time to set up right there. So you have to let them. And if not, you would have had your money tied up watching it pull back right there and bounce around. So that's why you had to lock in those profits at the top right there. Now you see what I was talking about, but that's what the market looks like right there. And I'll keep you guys posted. So any questions, feel free, shoot me a message on DM. Be sure to follow along on X, Instagram, and YouTube, and like the show on your way out. I appreciate that. And all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. And there you go. That's a good pre-market review right there. We'll keep an eye on this market as it's a little bit flat this morning. And the hurricane Central Florida Guardian, you would know. No hurricane headed that way. Melissa is pushing east, so that's a good thing for you right there. And I know it's supposed to be this big hurricane near Jamaica, and like I said, I was looking on the weather bug because I do and like to look at the weather stuff, and I just don't see it. I'm like, where the heck is this hurricane? It should be like right there, this big round circle of water getting ready to cruise into Jamaica, which isn't a good thing. It looks like it's a huge one from the pictures I see. So anyway, I'll be keeping an eye on that. If I see it on my weather map, like I said, I do like to watch them things. They're interesting to me. But anyway, that the Mag 7 not looking bad right there at the moment. The SPY is trying to run up a little bit right here. So, like I said, we'll see. It's jumping up to the top. Maybe we have some pullback and then it gets ripping again as the market opens this morning at our 9:30. So there you go right there. And it has a track to the east of the Florida. It's a super huge. It is super huge. So I see it right here. I'm looking at it. And yeah, that is pretty wild right there. So there you go. And I know everybody's been talking about it. That's why I was looking it up as well. And so yeah, everybody stay safe in this hurricane wherever it's about to land. I'm not exactly sure. I know Jamaica and all that. RBNE, that'll set back up. Progressive G, it does this every once in a while. It jumps up real big and then gets set back up. And I think the oil and gas, I think it's going to roll back off the MACD. Is what it was looking like last night or yesterday anyway. So I'll keep an eye on it and we'll see exactly what it wants to do there. But we always catch these big little spikes right there. As you can see, we've caught every single one of them, and it is pretty quick. And then they pull back, and then it gets set back up to do it again. And it looks like this oil and gas is trying to set back up here. It's pulling back a little bit this morning. You could see a little Exxon Mobil and Oxy right there, but they were looking pretty good yesterday, and we'll keep an eye on them. You can see everything's just has a little, not even a pullback, just a flat look. So nothing's really too crazy right there. That FRGT, like I said, it was on the list last week. I had it on the night note, and it's jumped up. That's like the big runner right there. So there you are, and Sophie not looking bad either. So there you go, everybody. I've been saying Sophie's been looking good, and there you go. It's been popping up and looking pretty good. We've been saying that on the night show. So that is what the market looks like right there. And we will keep you guys posted as the 9:30 hour approaches and we see exactly how it really wants to open, what wants to happen. So there you go, everybody. I would say be sure to trade smart and lock in those profits, and make sure that you enjoy your day and stay safe in that hurricane wherever it's landing. And again, there's going to be some tired people that were up watching that World Series. It was on pretty late last night, so I would say that was a crazy one. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Laptop Traveler, Luis Rodriguez, and Progressive G, Robin, Doge Mom, and Nine, and everybody else hanging out here this morning. Thank you so much, Asian Jolie, for your Jolie's jumpers and everything else that you do. So you guys enjoy your day. Trade smart, lock in your profits. Goodbye. Good luck. See you later. And have a great day, everybody.